this morning with the sun shining in on us? Yeah. Okay, well, one or two there, you know, so fantastic. I want to continue where I left off last week. I was talking about the weapons of our warfare, and I want to, this is part 2. God is clearly talking to us about him gathering an army, and that he intends to make an assault on things that are dark and liberate people's hearts and minds. Does anybody say amen to that? Amen. Great. So today I want to look at attitude. Attitude. If you haven't got an attitude that's about warring, then you're not going to go to war. You're not going to stick around with the rest of the army and fight like the rest. So I want to look at a story today, a very familiar story to all of us, a story that really we grew up with, if you grew up in church. So I'm hoping that for many people it will be familiar, it might not be to some. Now, before I read the story and go into the story, I want to just give you a brief outline. About a year before this text I'm about to read, David gets insulted by the Ammonites. Now, the Ammonites have done some political manoeuvre, and it's embarrassed David, and David is offended by it. And what we notice is that David doesn't do anything with this offence. He continues it into the next chapter. Now the next chapter is about a year later. And so something has taken hold of David and has settled in his spirit with regard to the Ammonites. Am I making sense? You know that when you get offended with somebody, or I get offended with somebody, something settles in you if you don't deal with it. And then you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to be associated with them. You just want to avoid them, don't you? Well, David wants to avoid the Ammonites. It says this in chapter 11 of 2 Samuel, that at the time when kings should go to war, that was to the Ammonites, King David sent Joab against the Ammonites. Joab. Let me try that again. Joab against the Ammonites to besiege the city of Rabbah while David stays at home. And while he stays at home, he spies Bathsheba. And when he spies Bathsheba, he sends for her to be brought to her. He gets infatuated with her. He lays with her, takes her to his bed, and she conceives and gives birth to a child. My. He then gets the husband back, because he's cheated on the husband. He gets the husband back, but because the husband won't do what David wants him to do to help David get out of the mess that he's in, and the mess that he put Bathsheba in, he sends him off to war to get killed. Puts him on the front line, and he gets killed and he's dead. It takes another year to pass before Nathan the prophet comes to him and says, "You're the man that did this, you need to repent." And from out of that we get Psalm 51. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive, said Sir Walter Scott. And so I want to look a little closer at this episode of why David didn't go to war. I wish he had. I think he wished he had as well. And so my message really is about you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. Are you in the fight, or have you got apathy towards Ammonites. So would you stand with me as they honour the scriptures together? I'm going to read to you from 2 Samuel 11 and verse 1. Here we go. In the spring, at the time when kings go off to war, David sent Joab out with the king's men and with the whole Israelite army. They destroyed the Ammonites and besieged Rabbah. But David remained in Jerusalem. In the cool of the day, late afternoon, David got up from his bed and walked around the roof of the palace. From the roof he saw a woman washing. The woman was very beautiful. And David sent someone to investigate her. For he had said to himself, "Is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" Then David sent messengers to get her. She came to him, he slept with her, for she was clean by ritual from her monthly period. Then she went back home. The woman conceived and sent word to David, saying, "I am pregnant." May God bless the reading of his word. Amen? The season of warfare is around March, April. The winter rains and the mud has gone. And so kings would go out to war in the right season. And there are seasons to war, you know. April is the beginning of the Jewish New Year as well, for those that don't know that. And David should have gone to war, but he didn't. David seems to have this indifference, this attitude towards the Ammonites. Indifference is a lack of interest. In other words, I'm bored talking about the Ammonites. I'm bored, they bore me. I don't want to do with them, I'm bored. I'm not going to war, I'm not going to go with the army because it's a tedious thing for me to go. So David sent the army out, and off they went, fanfare and all. And David stayed at home. They went to fight the Ammonites. He enjoyed family time. They remained alert. He took his afternoon naps. They ran to battle. He strolled on his rooftops. Surveying. I often say to my wife, I'm just going to survey my estate. And by that I mean I'm going to stroll around the garden. Just seeing what's growing there. You know what I mean? We like a little stroll around. There are seasons to do that, especially in the summer. Hey, David says, hey, I've had the best day of my life, and I owe it all to skipping a battle. What a lovely time was had as he strolled on the rooftops in the cool of the day. Now, I don't know about you, but that little phrase, the cool of the day, conjures up this romantic idea of Adam walking with God in the cool of the day, where he was talking and breathing in sync with God, breathing together, talking together, being together. But he wasn't breathing and talking with God. He was looking out, down round the back gardens that surrounded the palace. He's strolling around, looking around. You know, in them days, what would happen is that the chief commanders and all the warriors would actually have their housing around the palace. And so their courtyards were back onto the palace grounds. Strolling around. I want to tell you something. The devil found him something to do. about in his vest. He became a peeping Tom. And there she was, taking her ritual bath. 7 days after her period had finished. He runs home. He gets in the drawer and gets his binoculars out. And he starts to hone in there. There she is, there she is. Ooh. And he spies her. Naked. Why do I know she was naked? Because in them days, to have this ritual of cleansing, they would pour water on you. And you'd wash yourself. And she'd got herself naked in the courtyard of the back garden. Really? What's she doing that for? What's she doing that for? Had she not been in the back garden, David would not have noticed her. But she was. And 7 days after her period, she's washing herself. The optimum time to conceive a child in thinking. The optimum time. And once he clocked her, he had to have her. And here it is, look. He knew who she was. Right? It says this. He said to himself, is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? Such a phrasing actually suggests, in the way that it's constructed, that actually Bathsheba was a well-known beauty. She would have won Miss World. She was well known. And this was not the first time that David would have come across her, if not by sight, but certainly by hearing. I'll explain why in a minute or two. And here's another thing. David, by the way, was a handsome, dark-haired, dark-eyed man. The kind of man that my wife would swoon over. Faint with desire. Faint because she can't breathe and lack of oxygen is going to her head. Kind of good-looking chap. There's one or two of those sort of people in here this morning. That's an interesting thing about Bathsheba as well. That 1 Kings 1, which is worth a read, tells you some stuff about Bathsheba. It turns out that she's actually got some real skills in attaining her ambition. This was an ambitious woman who had something in mind. And the interesting thing is that before she complied to the royal will, after David had fetched her, she makes a deal with, according to 1 Kings, she makes a deal with David. And this is the deal. If I conceive a son, my son shall sit on the throne. And David says, okay. That's Solomon. Okay? Something tells me there's more going on in this story than we first think. But she wants a son on the throne. And somehow David has got her into his bed. And she's got full into it just at the right time. When she could conceive. Now here's another thing. Her father was Eliam. Who was Eliam? Eliam mighty men. He was one of the elite squad that David had. Those are battle warriors that would attack a city or kill. You know, these guys could go through a village on their own and win a victory. He was one of David's mighty men. David had fought back to back with this guy. He knew this daughter of his way beforehand. He knew about her. And then, guess what? Uriah, her husband, he's a mighty man of God as well. A mighty warrior. He's in the elite team. He's in the SS. Is it the SS or SA? What's the English one that we have here? Who said the AA? Well, anyway, he's in this squad, which isn't the AA. So David knew this woman. David knew her father and knew the husband. Their gardens surrounded the palace, but David wants Bathsheba. He says in this foolish hysteria where he's flat-lining in his head, he says, I must have this woman, go and fetch her. And off he goes, and she comes back. And suddenly, the king, who previously was thinking big kingdom, the guy was thinking about the advancement of the kingdom. He was thinking in big terms. Suddenly now, his whole world has come down to a little spiraling thought. And it has reduced him to smallness of thinking. Because all he can think about is Bathsheba. He wasn't thinking about his comrades, or the war effort, or the besieging. Wasn't thinking about that. I want to tell you something. When you don't go to war, your world gets reduced into thinking about a little circle of activity. Just your world. Just your world. David should have been fighting with Joab and the rest of the army. That's what happens when you don't go to war. That's what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do. You become smaller in your thinking. I become smaller in my thinking. And suddenly, my conscience no longer tells me what's right and wrong. Suddenly now, the devil has blinded me. And suddenly I can't be bothered to assemble with my comrades for the fight ahead. Can't be bothered. Uriah, on the other hand, his name, somewhere, means the flame of Yahweh, the fire of the Lord. Fancy having that for a name. The Lord is my fire. Woo-hoo. Wouldn't it be great in the morning to jump out of bed and say, wow, the Lord is my fire. I'm on fire for God today. I'm on fire. Joab and his other companion Uriah are fighting with passion in their hearts. They're on fire for God. And they're fighting the Ammonite. By the way, the Ammonites symbolize everything that opposes the movement of God. Let's have another look at this guy. David says to him, hey, I want you to, he summons him off the field so he can cover up the mess that he's in. And by the way, if Bathsheba got caught in adultery, that meant death by law. She was supposed to die by law. But David's going to cover this thing up. And so what he does is he tries to get Uriah back from the front line, gets him back home. He says, hey, here's some food, have a great time. Go home. Lay with your wife. But there's a fire in Uriah. I'll say that again. But there's a fire in Uriah. That is burning. The only thing that's burning in David is his loins, not his heart. And Uriah says to David, I would not do that, my lord. And this is verse 11. The ark of Israel and Judah are dwelling in tents. My lord Joab and the servants of my lord are camping in the open field. In other words, he says, I'm not going home to my wife because the Lord isn't there. The Lord is in the battlefield. God is in the field. The Ark of the Covenant is there. And who else is there? Joab and the rest of the army is there. My Lord, how could I not go to battle when the Lord is there? But David doesn't clock. You think he would? But you can't when your eyes start to blur over and glaze because you've got it mad for a woman. Anybody ever been mad for a woman? Oh Lord, give us some passion in this place. The army's camping in the field. Why would I go home? So David says, oh, crumbs, the guy won't go home. The only way I'm going to get rid of him is put him right at the front line and then tell Joab that he must withdraw his men so that Uriah dies there. I want to tell you something. When you don't go to battle, you kill the flame of Yahweh. You kill the fire of God. You've got to go to battle. You've got to do the thing God's calling you to do. You've got to get hold of this warfare thing. You've got to say, I'm coming through, Lord. I'm coming through. Give me your strength. Give me your power. Lord, I've got to do something here. I can't just sit around and do nothing. I've got to fight. I've got to do something. I've got to join the rest of the army. I'm not about to walk and stroll upon my little world of rooftops. I need to be out doing something for God. That's what happens. You kill the fire of Yahweh in you when you don't go to battle. He didn't assemble with the rest of them. He stayed at home. Watch this, Moses, Exodus 35:1. Moses assembled the whole of the Israelite community and said to them, these are the things the Lord commands you to do. Why do you assemble? So you know what to do. That's why you assemble. So you know what to do. So that you can fight back to back with your fellow comrades. I want to tell you, church may not be all that. It may be predictable. It may be boring. Church may not really live up to your expectations. And the preacher may not be as good as the one on the God channel. Never mind. You're stuck with what you got. But you've got to assemble. Hebrews 10:25, do not forsake the assembling of yourselves together, as is the habit of some. The ark is in the field. No, we need to keep encouraging one another. This becomes more and more important as we see the day of the Lord getting closer. He is coming back, you know. Never in a rush though, is he? But the ark is in the field, and the army's out in the field. They've assembled, they've been sent out, and they're doing the work of God. And they're tearing down the besieging Rabbah. I want to tell you something. Your best weapon of warfare is mental attitude. Mental attitude is my best weapon that says, I'm going to go, I'm going to get through this. With God's help, I'm going to stand. And I'm going to fight. I'm going to make some progress here. Do you know my biggest battlefield isn't out there? It's not the devil out there. I don't think he cares too much about me. Bigger fish to fry. My battle isn't out there. My battle's in here. In here. That says, I'll stay in Jerusalem. I'll stroll around in my garden. But I won't go to fight. Fight the problems in here. I've got stuff, I've got attitudes in here that I've got to fight. I've got offences I've got to get over in here. I've got to deal with stuff in here and then push through and fight and go out with the rest of the army. Is anybody in the army? Yes! The ark is in the field. The army is in the field. And the lesson I want to tell you is attitude, attitude, attitude. Don't give up fighting. Fight the good fight with all your onward. Thank you, Iris. Again, I'm relying on you. Because this lot have nodded off. When I first read this story, I want to tell you something. I wept. I wept. And I wept. Because I could see some of this in me. And then I carried on weeping and could name you names. They just dropped off the face of planet Earth. Somewhere along the line. Because they didn't go to war. Don't give up fighting. Don't stop besieging Rabbah. By the way, the word Rabbah means exploitation. It was an evil thing. We've got to fight stuff that is exploiting people and the world. Am I right? Exploitation. That's what it means. And so I'm gathering for an assault. Anybody with me? Yes! Thank you, Rachel. Guess what? Rabbah was besieged by David and they changed its name to Philadelphia. Philadelphia means brotherly love. The Greeks changed it to Philadelphia. Isn't that interesting? When you fight exploitation, when you fight against something evil, you can change its name to brotherly love. Hallelujah. I'm way too excited to be here today. today, aren't I? Brotherly love. Battles change things. And so my question to you today is this. Can you get hold of, with me, an attitude that says, I'm going to push through. I'm going to sign up with the army. I'm going to assemble when they assemble. And I'm going to make an assault on Rabbah. I'm going to be in the army. I'm in it to win it. Because like Uriah, I've got a... Oh, God, we... I'm in it to win it. So I wonder if you stand with me. I'm going to invite Judah to come and